Hello guys, welcome to a new video on Tower of God New World, and in this video I'm going to give you my first impression on LILIAL. Unfortunately I couldn't make it to yesterday's live stream, I had to cancel it due to personal reasons, so yeah, we're going to go over her in this video. I already tried her a bit, as you can see I already have her Rainbow 5, so I already did all the pulls, etc. And I will say I'm really disappointed by this unit. I'm happy that LILIAL sucks because I don't really like that unit in general, like in the manhwa, so it's okay for me. Unfortunately, I still have to invest in this unit just to test her out, but I'm happy to tell you that she's not a unit you should invest in. And yeah, that's basically it. From my point of view, like she's purely damage. She doesn't provide really a lot of stuff other than that, and her damage is really shitty. So that's a good thing from my point of view. Even though the multipliers are there, she doesn't really deal damage. So it's okay, I'd say. And we can go over the skills really quickly just to see why she's this bad. But yeah, let's just have a look at the passive first. This is a subversion of Ren's passive. Let's say she's going to summon a Puma with 120% of her stats, which is good. I was actually expecting more like a 100% at level 5, but this is a single summon. She's an SSR, kind of makes sense. I mean, Ren gives the bull 160% of his stats, she gives 120%. It's still okay. She's close range, Ren is ranged, so that's also a difference there. And she will be next to the Puma, so you want her with 100% resistances anyway, so the Puma will have like 120 at least, something like that. So yeah, that's good enough, I would say. Survivability from my experience was not a problem. The main issue is that she just deals nothing. So do you really want to use her? No. I think Mew Love is a better DPS than her, no doubt. So if you really want to go for a DPS in the green element, I would pick Mew Love instead. You have to invest in his Revolution, but that doesn't really matter because you also have to invest at least in a Revolution 4, which I haven't done yet, but that's only because I don't believe a 30% physical pierce on the special move is really going to change anything. And this one is pretty much irrelevant, to be honest. I don't really care about the like cheat death or the second life. I don't really care because if the Puma is dead, she's dealing no damage, so I don't care if she survives or not. So I don't really like the Revolution 5, but the Revolution 4 is definitely a good one. So yeah, if we go back to the skills, this is just going to provide an attack and defense buff to LILIAL and the Puma, and also healing whenever LILIAL deals damage to a bleeding enemy, which enemies are going to bleed all the time, more or less, with how much bleed she has. She has bleed in every single skill. So this is not a bad thing, and this has like 20 stacks, which is a 160% attack and defense increase, which is not bad, but is not really going to change much. Like, she's not going to deal a lot of damage anyway. And then we have the other part here. Puma prioritize attacking LILIAL's targets, and if LILIAL dies, the Puma dies. Pretty much obvious, I would say. Then we have the first active skill. LILIAL unleashes her concentrated Shinsu to deal 600% of her attacks damage to enemies in range and stunning them for 4 seconds. Well, if I have to say something, she has okay-ish crowd controls. Like, they last long enough, I would say. But there's really not much to her kit in general. And after this, the Puma is going to do the close wipe skill, and is going to deal 400% of his attack as damage to an enemy 2 times, so 800%, and making them bleed to deal 200% of its attack, so the attack of the Puma, as damage every second for 5 seconds, which is another 1000%. Plus 800%, plus 600 is not a bad damage multiplier, but the damage is not there for some reason. So yeah, probably her base attack is so low, it doesn't matter if the multipliers are good. So yeah, really weird. Then we have the pincer attack. LILIAL becomes immune to status effects and jumps to the area where enemies are most concentrated to deal, again, 600% of our attack as damage and knockdown for 4 seconds. So we have a stun for 4 seconds, we have a knockdown for 4 seconds, which is okay. And then we have the Puma becomes immune to status effects and deal 400%. We have again another, like the percentages are recurring, they're almost always the same. And then we have the bleed, which is the only thing that scales here other than the main attack from LILIAL, and is the same duration and the same damage as the other active skill. And that's about it. Then we have the special move. This one is a bit different. We have a sort of what's the name of Goku's attack in English? But yeah, you know, a sort of beam attack that goes through enemies and deals 400% of our attack as damage 3 times, paralyzing them for 5 seconds. So we have a stun, we have a knockdown, we have a paralyze. In terms of CC, this is not bad. But we all know that green is gonna face Ulrich, in theory, and Ulrich is really happy when you have all these sorts of like status effects in the kit, so she is definitely not a good unit for that. And then we have the enemies that are hit will bleed for 5 seconds, taking 400%. This time is double the damage of the other two for 5 seconds. The duration is still the same. And yeah, LILIAL is immune to status effects while using the skill. No big news. And this bleed is only applied if the Puma is alive. But it comes from LILIAL, this one. The other two were based on the Puma's attack. And that's basically the kit. We have crowd controls in every active skill and special move, a different kind of crowd control. And then we have bleed for 5 seconds in all of them. For the 2 active skills, the same amount, and the special move, a higher amount based on LILIAL's attack. That's all there is to it, like in our kit. And if we look at the exclusive equipment, there are some things that are pretty good, I would say, but nothing too insane. We have a barrier whenever she uses the pincer attack skill for 6 seconds, equal to 600% of her attack. Okay, I'd say, nothing too insane. Then we have physical and magic resistance of LILIAL and her Puma increases by 30% for 10 seconds when using the Valiant Strike skill, so the other active skill. This is okay to like help against some resistance decreases or some peers, but you still want to start with 100% resistances, so it doesn't really matter much. It's still okay, it's still a nice addition. Then we have level 3, which is pretty nice. I would say Roar of the Beast always lands while the Puma is alive. So no matter your accuracy, you're always going to land this special move, which is okay. Then we have level 4. The duration of LILIAL and her Puma's bleed increases by 5 seconds. So from 5 seconds to 10 seconds. This is a pretty good increase. But I will say that like against most enemies, probably the reason why she doesn't deal a lot of damage is that this is damage over time. And enemies can easily like heal up. If you are against healers, she will do really low damage overall. If you're against units that are immune to constant damage, which like I think the only one I remember right now is Vespa, but I don't think there are many more, to be honest. Probably Vespa is the only one. But I don't know, like this kind of damage based on bleed is not too crazy. She will be okay in some secret floors because there is at least one that has some sort of debuffs on the enemies if they are afflicted by constant damage. She will be perfect for that, but you can use her no copies at that point, I would say. If you are struggling to clear that and you have her no copies, just place her in that team and it should be fine. But overall, I tried her a bit. I didn't succeed in making her deal damage. In some occasions, she dealt double the damage of the support, which to me is not really that great. I don't know. I haven't used her too much, but in all my attempts, she never did anything. So yeah, I cannot recommend this unit. On paper, the multipliers are there. The bleed mechanic is nice, but I think there are too many ways to counter bleeding that I don't think this is a good, like, I don't think this is good. So yeah, from my point of view, this unit is not really going to be helpful for the green team. She doesn't have any kind of synergy with LILIAL, which I was kind of expecting, to be honest. They're twins, so I hope to see some sort of synergy between the two of them, but that's not the case. So I don't know, guys. I don't think this is a really important addition to any kind of team. In terms of ignition weapons, so far I only tried the Sela with physical and magic resistance for slot 4 and 5. And the stats I have on her are this. So I have more than 99% magic and physical resistance, and I have a 40% physical pierce. Swiftness is 100, accuracy 1245, doesn't really matter, I can already hit. Crit hit rate is 55%, can go a bit higher if you invest in the exclusive equipment, because crit hit rate is the additional stat that the exclusive equipment gives here. And I have no investment in here, just level 1 for the additional attack. I could put some effect resistance, I think this is a really important stat to have. We could have a couple points here in lifesteal if we really want to. But survivability was not an issue from my experience. It was just she deals no damage. That's really kind of disappointing. I don't think investing in this crit damage node is really important. And as I said before, Revolution 5 is absolutely not necessary. So you could easily stop on Revolution 4 if you were to invest in this kind of unit. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I don't think there is anything to say here. If we are going to get Traum Ray in the near future and it's going to buff summons, we would have to see how much it could buff them. But I still don't think she would be viable. Like, we already have Ren, we already have Gustang. They both have summons that are overall better than this Puma. So, I don't know. I don't think this unit is really important. She is not better than a 1 red Ren or a 3 red Ren, whatever. So, I don't see a reason to use her, to be honest. Yeah, that's for now. Maybe I will still try to use her more in the following days, and I will still make the character review. Obviously, this is just my first impression, but it's not good. Which is great, because that means free-to-play players can save up a bit more. And yeah, that's pretty much all. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!